All right, 6.4 is add and subtract radicals. Your test is on November 3rd. Yes, you do. We have 6.4, 6.5, and 6.6 before your test. So this test has a lot of information on it, okay? Today we are adding and subtracting radicals. In order to add and subtract radicals, rule number 1, the inside, so the inside number, what's in my radical, must be the same. So I cannot add square root of 2 plus square root of 3. Can't happen, okay? Your index or your root must be the same. So if I have square root of 2 and I have cube root of 2, I can't add those. Those are not the same. And then the last piece of information, and probably one of the most important, is only outside numbers can add or subtract. So we have 5 quick problems to do today, and then you should be able to get your practice done before you leave class, okay? So example number 1 says 7 square roots of 2 plus 8 square roots of 2. So the first thing you have to check is that what's inside the square root is the same thing. So since these both say square root of 2, I can add them together. So my answer will be 15 square roots of 2. Only the outside numbers add together, the inside stays the same. Okay. So problem number 2 is going to say 7 square roots of 3 minus 2 square roots of 5. So inside my radical, I have a 3 and a 5. Is there any way to simplify a 3? No. Is there any way to simplify a 5? No. So this cannot actually be done. So my answer would just stay the same. 7 square roots of 3 minus 2 square roots of 5. Example number 3 says 4 square roots of 27x minus 8 square roots of 12x. So as of right now, the insides are not the same, but can I break 27 down? Can I break 12 down? Yes. Then on your paper, go break these down and get 2 brand new problems for me. So if you need to make your trees, then make your trees. If you don't, that's fine too. And since it's the square root, I'm looking for groups of 2. Break it down on your own or try to, and then look up to see if we have the same thing. Caleb. No, Caleb. Yes.
Why at the beginning it's an outside number of scores, so I can't do that.
So because that's not my index, that's the number in front, right? So this is just a square root. So I'm looking for groups of 2. So I have 2 3s, so I can take a 3 out and then a 3 remains inside, right? Okay. Any other questions on how I got these answers? Now, can I actually subtract them? Yes, because my 3x inside is the same, so my answer would be -4 square roots of 3x. All right, 2 more quick examples. Number 4 is going to say 12 cube root of 16 minus 8 cube root of 54. So of course, right now I can't actually subtract them. So break down your 16 and break down your 54 while I take attendance, and then we will see what we have. Joshua. So you should have something that says this. Yes? So what, yes, so it will be 0 because if I have 24 minus 24, that would equal 0 cube roots of 2, but what's 0 times anything? 0, so my answer is 0. Okay. All right, last one, and it's gonna look a little tricky when we get to the adding piece, but you just got to remember your rules for adding, okay? So I have 5x squared y, be careful, write this very carefully, with the cube root. So make sure that cube is your root, not with the y, of xy squared plus the cube root of 8x to the 7th, y to the 5th. So does the first one break down at all? No, but the second one, just like. Okay, but the second one does. So break down your second one and get a new answer. Make sure you look up and check to see if we have the same thing. If you need help breaking it down, then ask. We can break it down. Lots of numbers, lots of letters, lots of exponents in there. Okay. So first thing to check is make sure what's under the radical is the same. So is my radical the same? Yes. Now, because these are letters outside, you have to be careful. They have to be the same because you can't add 5x squared and 2x, right? Like we can't add those together. So you got to make sure everything looks the same. So I have x squared y and x squared y. So if I have 5 of them and 2 of them, that would give me 7x squared y. And then I'd have the cube root of xy squared as my final answer. Okay. because we're adding. So if I just, let's ignore the radical altogether, okay? If I just have 5x squared plus 2x, could I add those together? No. But if I have 5x squared plus 2x squared, can I add those together? And what will that be? 7x squared. These are like units. Remember, you can only add things that look exactly the same. We're not multiplying, we're adding. Okay. So what I have is a 5x squared y plus a 2x squared y. Are they exactly the same? Those are exactly the same. So that is what I am adding. Okay. Questions? Your practice is in Delta Math, and if I were you, I'd make sure it all gets done.